Hey, welcome back. I have another video, and this time it's taking a look at those 3D printed turrets I showed off earlier today, or, half a day ago, whatever that was, with that short I put out. They're all cleaned up, they're glued together, and they're sitting on their tank chassis. I'm looking at this one now, I'm just realizing it's a little wonky. These are old. You can tell if you're a player that's been around. These are the old Lehman Russ chassis, and my first ones I bought. Well, this one here I know for a fact I bought this like 20 years ago because this is an old Demolisher kit that came with the metal Demolisher turret, which the front, the old Demolisher turret, I'm just going to say it really quick, it had a two-part turret where you got like the barrel and then just like this piece essentially. And this piece has come off at some point. I've looked around. I know I have it somewhere, but I don't know where it is right now. And so I just printed a new Demolisher turret to replace it. But yeah, the glue has started to let go. I feel like there's a good chance this was in my car at some point on a hot day and it just sort of warped. I'll figure that out eventually. It's not a big deal. Once it's all painted, it won't be hopefully too noticeable. But anyways, these are old and they have old turrets. They all have old turrets. I have like 20 of these things, and just like I said with the Cromlech ones, getting some nice new modern turrets really helps bring these guys back to life. And I mean, this is iconic to me, but I wanted something more, and that's what these are for. So I don't have my tripod set up, so sorry about that. And I might have missed a little bit of cleaning on these, but overall, they turned out really nice. They're very nicely detailed. The Demolisher, I printed the open top variant so that I could drop dudes like this in. I have a couple of different tank commanders. I don't know who this guy is. I mean, I know he's a tank commander, but it's more of a tank crewman. I don't remember where I got this guy from. I think probably in a trade at one point. There was a time I bought like just a big cardboard box full of guardsmen and tanks and stuff when I was a teenager, and I think he might have been attached to a tank back then, or a Chimera or something. But yeah, these are really nice, especially when you compare them to this, which at some point, either I didn't build this guy with the targeting, system, or it's come off because this is not the first paint job this is received. I can't really tell. I'd say I just didn't build it. A lot of these tanks I built when I was a kid, so for whatever reason I decided not to put everything on. Like sponsons, I'm gonna find all my old sponsons, and I know they're on sprue here somewhere, and start putting them together. But I think back then it was about like hiding the tank or something. It was probably my thought process. I don't know. I was not a very top tier guard general at the time. It was probably like, nah man, 10 points for heavy bolters, that's dumb. Give me like, a hunter killer missile or something. Sorry, I was on a bit of a cold the last couple of weeks, off and on, so I'm still a little bit stuffed up. This here is a replacement Chimera turret. I do have the original here. This is a multi-laser. I just wanted one that had an autocannon, and so I printed this off. I actually printed two, but something happened. I don't know. There was a slip of some kind. This does happen, and I'm going to look at this and figure out what I can do to fix that up. I really have no idea like what happened. These were printed at the same time. It just shifted, I guess. So I will probably saw that off at some point and see what I can do about just like cutting it back to shape and getting it in there. It'll be fine, I'm sure. And yeah, very happy with all three of these turrets. They look really nice on there, and they kind of make these look better. This, I don't know why this has this. The more I look at it, that's bothering me. This one here I picked up in a trade, I remember, a few years ago. And for some reason he replaced the little like vision slit with a heavy flamer. I don't know why. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. I guess he just wanted to be able to swap between the two. But whatever. Not a big deal. Just in case anybody was wondering why it had a heavy flamer and a las cannon on the hull. The last thing I did was print a turret for my old Hellhound. So I have one here. It's all metal, but it's missing 3 out of 4 of these. Technically, this one here, I have it over there somewhere on my desk. But I'm still missing 2, which means I've got to replace it with like tank treads or something. And I mean, that's fine, but it won't look as good. I have no idea if I still have these. I mean, this turret here, I mean, this whole tank, I bought this, again, like 20 years ago. Back when there was a lot of hybrid plastic computer kits. You know, I had the Demolisher, I had this Hellhound, an Exterminator at one point. And, you know, they're classic, but there's a lot of problems with them. The Exterminator, after a couple of years, just could not stay pointing even just like level. It was always just drooped down because it was so heavy. And it just, I don't know, I didn't glue it in properly or something. Although I think it was just, you know, the turret going up and down, metal on plastic. I think I just essentially wore the plastic down too much. But this one here, I mean, it's not exact, but it's pretty close, and it's pretty neat. It looks cool. You know, this is definitely, of all the things I've printed, probably the more, you know, oh yeah, that's the base. I screwed up my supports, so all the bottoms of these look funky like this. The supports were too thick and they held on too hard, and I had a lot of problems with that. Anyways, but it's underneath, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to just, like I did here, file it down, and then it won't really be too noticeable. But I forgot to file this one, I guess, or sand it, whatever I did. But yeah, no, I just wanted a new turret here so that I could have something on here that looked right. Came across this again in that bundle of turrets. Maybe it was on Cults. I think it was on Cults 3D I found this. Anyways, it's super cool. Matches the aesthetics of this old tank really well. And it's just, it's nice to have that back. But anyways, that is just really all this is. Kind of just half rambling in this, I know, as usual. But thought I'd share it. Get this guy back up in his turret. I gotta work that out. But I mean, once he's glued in, it won't be an issue. Looks great up there, though. So yeah, if you have any thoughts or comments, if you want to know about what I'm using for a printer or resin or anything, which it's an Elegoo Saturn, and it's this Siraya Tech fast navy gray. I need to buy some more because this stuff's amazing. I can list my settings if people are using this stuff and having trouble, because this stuff is great. In fact, if people are interested, I can do a video on how to get decent prints with this machine. It's really easy once you have everything worked out and how to use it. But that's it. That's really all I wanted to do today, was just show these off, because just like I said with the Cromlech turret review, if you have older Lehman Russ, getting a new turret on there changes up the look and feel. It's not, you know, as nice as the new chassis they have out there, but I'm not replacing like 20 Lehman Russ. I'm not buying 13 new Chimeras. You know, when you have a large armored force and they run from, you know, $60 to $80 a tank, you're just not replacing that. So having a way to replace your turrets at your house, 3D printing has definitely opened up some options for me, and I, you know, just wanted to share that with you. So I hope everybody has a great day, and thanks for watching.